Hello everyone, Venris here, and today we have something special, really, because Warhammer Skulls Festival was just shown. They had a stream. I sadly was not able to stream it and show you live, but I want to make a short video about the big highlights of this event, because it's really big and we have not only Total War Warhammer news, but overall about Warhammer. So let's hop in. First of all, we have a new game from Warhgammer Games. So the creators of Rogue Traders is like a CRPG, and it's based on Dark Heresy. If you don't know what Dark Heresy is, it's a system for Warhammer 40k for tabletop. It's a system that I'm playing for almost 10 years right now as a game master. I have my team. You can see right now some of the characters that we did for those campaigns and the stories. We have the arch enemies, overarching arcs, stories, and so on. So I'm hyped because the game will be based on this system. Overall, I'm not a big fan of CRPG games. I'm more, action games, things like that, something more like Skyrim. But Dark Heresy is a system that I like, that I really know well from playing, and I think I will try to play some CRPG games with this one especially. I still think that I need to try to play a Rogue Trader, but moving to the Rogue Trader, we have a new DLC that is Lex Imperialis and is giving an Arbitus with a mechanical mastiff, also looking very cool. As I said, CRPG games were not my thing. I played the Baldur's Gate, and as I really like the game, the world, sadly, in the combat system just didn't sync with me. But maybe because I like Warhammer 40k so much, this will be different. We shall see. Other cool stuff is that we are getting Boltgun 2, the new game that will be released in 2026. This is like a boomer shooter based on the games like Quake and Doom, and it's looking very juicy, I have to say. I had a chance to play Boltgun with a friend on his PC. I don't have the game myself, but I still have it on my list when I have the time to play it. But the Boltgun is looking very good as a boomer shooter, especially that the games like that are way more popular recently, thanks to the Doom Dark Ages, that I really recommend, by the way. Fantastic game. I tried it on the Game Pass recently, and it's just rip and tear. Mechanicus II. This is also a very interesting thing. They showed more gameplay, some of the UI changes, and also some improvement to the game. If you don't know, Mechanicus, the first game with fantastic music, was all about Mechanicus excavating the tombs of the not the elders, the Necrons, so mechanical Terminators, let's call it. And the game was very good, based like on games like XCOM. The second game will be focusing not only on the Mechanicus, but also on the Necrons. You will be able to play Necrons, and the game is looking quite interesting. We are getting more and more footage from the game. Sadly, there is no date for the release just yet, but the original Mechanicus is now free to play from May 22nd to the May 26th. I highly recommend playing it, because the game also has tons of accessibility options, like changing the difficulty, the riddles was resolved immediately, and so on. Really good stuff to check out. Just a small note, we also have a game that is called Speed Freaks, not Small Freaks. It's all about it's like a Mad Max, but there are orcs in 40k, so it's a bit goofy. And I remember this game being announced, and it's now released. You can buy it on Steam, and this looks quite interesting, I have to say. I don't know if I will play it, because it's goofy as hell, but just something that worth noting, let's say it. Another cool announcement, we have the Warhammer 40k Supremacy. Supremacy is are the games are like 4X, like Crusader Kingdoms and so on. The games that you play for a very long time, like Civilizations and so on. And it will be a 40k one. We sadly don't have any gameplay here just yet, but more 4X games like that, cool that the Warhammer, especially 40k, goes into new genres and it's not only action and so on. So more strategy games like that, the better. Warhammer 40k Battle Sector is getting an update, a DLC. It's going to have a campaign and also a lot of new and small improvements to the game overall. This is the game that I think started not the best, let's call it. They are adding orcs, by the way, as a new faction, but it really started to grow, and I also had the chance to play it on Game Pass. I highly recommend it. It's like a old school tactical game based in Warhammer 40k, so yet again something to keep in mind to check out. Thing that I was not expecting, being honest, is that Darktide is getting a new class. It's called Arbitus, so they took some stuff from the Rogue Trade and an Allcat, and there will be also a Mastiff, and Arbitus will be available on June 23rd to buy for $10, I think. And yeah, it's like a new class, so we'll have a big tree, new weapons, new customization, and so on. As I said in my previous video about the Darktide, that was the Visions when they added the Horde mode, I think this is a game that is worth checking out from time to time. I'm still missing a better progression, but they are hinting that the game will get some reworks of the actual progression of the gameplay that is not based on the levels. So it would be something cool to get back to the games, because the games, as I said, like Space Marine 2, are doing this a bit better than the Darktide. Speaking of the Space Marine 2, we are finally getting a teaser of a siege mode, so the Horde mode that was teased even before Space Marine 2 was released. This is the game that I'm extremely hyped about. I recently made a video about the Astartes mode overhaul, which is fantastic. And I'm playing Space Marine way too much recently, to the mouse that I broke my mouse. To the point that I broke my mouse and I need to buy a new one because left button is not holding anymore. So much tyranny occurred with it. And we are getting also the Blood Angels and the White Scars as champion skins, which are great. I highly recommend buying the Game Pass, Season Pass for the game, because it's way cheaper to get all the cosmetics. The game doesn't have any microtransactions besides the cosmetics, so it's great. Every content, new weapons, things like that are for free. And the update will be released on the June 26th for everyone, and you can test it on the PTR on June 4th, which is great because the creators are listening. They are changing stuff that people are saying about the PTR. That's how it was with the last update. So I'm really hyped about this one, and I will be making material and the videos about this siege mode for sure. Other great stuff that we have is Dawn of War, Dawn of War 1, with all the expansions, Soulstorm, Winter Assault, and Dark Crusade, is getting a, I will not call it a remaster, but like enhanced edition. They call it Definitive Edition. They are giving 4K support as all the DLCs, all 4 campaigns, as I said, upscale textures, improved camera and lighting, and 64-bit support for the modding. This is quite important, and which is even better. The Unification team, the creators of the best mod for Dawn of War Soulstorm, which is immensely fantastic, I have to say. I won't stop praising it. I'm working on the material about this modification. They are in contact with Relic, and they are already working on making the Unification working on this enhanced version of Dawn of War, which is fantastic. So on the release on the game, maybe, I hope, we will get the mods already working with the Unification, with the enhanced edition, definitive edition of Dawn of War. I'm hyped because Dawn of War was the first entry for me in Warhammer 40k, and I'm really hyped about it. Going with this change, we also have a Space Marine Definitive Edition. I think it's called Definitive Edition. The Space Marine 1 will be getting also an update to the 4K, some improvements, and so on, with all the cosmetics DLCs that were in the game. And this is like a light release because the old game is still working and still looking cool. So it's just worth mentioning. I'm playing the second game because it's vastly better, but worth mentioning, yes? Okay, we also have something that I didn't play for a very long time, is that Vermintide is getting a DLC. It's going to have Verminous Dreams, The Well of Dreams. and it's a free update right now that is adding a new content to Vermintide. This is sadly not the game that I'm up to date, so I don't know much what it's going to do. Probably going with the Chaos Waste stuff, so more replay value, roguelike elements, and things like that, which I always like. So maybe it's a time to check back the Vermintide 2 again. I don't know, maybe. So we have a teaser for a new DLC for Total War Warhammer 3 that will be called the Tides of Torment, and it seems that we have a semi-confirmation that it will be Slaanesh, of course, High Elves, and yes, we really were waiting for it for way too long. It's Norska, baby. Norska is getting an update. There are way more stuff about the DLC that still be revealed. I don't like to speculate about the things, but the thing that a bit worries me that they didn't give a date. They just said late summer this year. So, but the summer, ends in August. So I hope it will be faster. We should get more news in coming days. So I will be talking about those stuff when we get more news. Yes. So yes, those are the highlights from the events. We had also other small stuff like Talisman, the games that I don't know much about, so I don't want to spare any time on them, but still, I think this Skulls event was one of the biggest that we had, and I'm really happy that the Warhammer, not only normal Warhammer, Fantasy, and 40k are spreading on different genres. That gets me excited. Dawn of War Definitive Edition, that is a remaster, let's say, as I said, enhanced edition that will be supported by the mod, so will help the modding the game even better because the game is very moddable right now. Makes me really hyped. Space Marine 2 Siege mode, and of course the DLC for Total War Warhammer 3 Tides of Torment also gets me hyped. So let me know what you think about those announcements, something that I missed and you think is interesting to see. I'm really curious to hear your opinion. So remember, if you like the video, you can always like it, leave the comment, leave this thumbs up, hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss any content on this channel, and you can always support our work of modding, and not only modding on SFO via Patreon. And the last announcement in this very long ending, Whispers of the Eyeless, our solo game, is right now 25% off. There has a discount because we added a localization update, so more of you that are not fluent in English, like I do, I'm not the fluentest person ever, you can check if your language is supported. We are adding more and more language in the coming months, so you can check it out. So yes, everyone, let the Skulls be with you. Have a wonderful day. I was Vendors, and I'm out. See ya!